this is a game changer. Ronnie, I made more money my first 30 days in Family First Life than my entire first year in my other company.
It shows you, it's like the vehicle dictates how successful you do in sales. Like, you could be doing the same thing, but at the wrong place and not seeing results.
I'm going to be honest, I feel like I'm at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is home for me. This is where I need to be. You could never be the smartest guy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that making the most money means you're the smartest guy in the room, but eventually you got to branch off and be with absolute killers in the office like you guys have here.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I gotta keep going.
Keep going.
I gotta
He wrote more in 30 days than he did in 365 days at his old company. Thank you for joining us for another Playbook podcast. We've got Dylan Smith, fresh out of New Jersey, in the house. How are we feeling today, brother?
Fired up.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely fired up.
So this podcast has been long awaited. Just acquired you and the team about a month and a half ago.
Yep.
I think we've been hitting the floor running since then. Pretty clutch that our offices are close by, an hour apart, so you guys come and spend the day with us whenever, we connect at least once every few weeks. How does it feel to have that now so close to you, coming from where you were?
It's a night and day difference. I mean, my old company I was with, they were based out of California, so my closest mentor, my closest partner is literally 2,500 miles west of me. It's the other side of the country. So having someone like you and your team and the camaraderie and the culture, literally an hour away, it's absolute game changer.
No, so it is pretty cool that we get to go to you guys, spend the day with you all. You guys do vice versa. So you got into insurance when you were 18, right out of the gate. On your birthday, you said, right?
On my 18th birthday, yep. Yeah, so how I got started was my sister, she was 26 at the time. I was still 17. I was a senior in high school. And my sister was doing life insurance and real estate at the time, living out in San Diego in California, juggling both businesses. She was killing it in both, doing very, very well. And my sister knew I was very outgoing. I never wanted to go to college. She knew I always wanted to run a business, become an entrepreneur. I just had no plan. There was no direction, had no idea what I wanted to do. So at the time, my sister lays both businesses out for me, life insurance and real estate, while I'm still 17, a senior in high school. And she says, Dylan, what would you rather do instead of go to college? You have life insurance, you have real estate. Now I'm going to be blunt with you and everyone else I speak to. I'm watching these TikTok and YouTube videos and videos on X. These guys in real estate, they're doing 2 million, some of them doing 5 million. Most of these guys doing 10 million a month, completely passively. They're all doing real estate. Sign me up, Sarah, I'm sold. Real estate, it's all I wanted to do. And she asked me, she goes, Dylan, who do you know at 17 years old that is buying a house? Absolutely nobody. Then she goes, who do you know at 17 years old that needs life insurance? And I'm like, life insurance? Like, I'm 17, not married, no kids, don't own a house, I'm not planning to die anytime soon. So there was a very big disconnect there in the reasoning, number one, why I needed it, let alone, get licensed, broker it, and help people with it in the future. So she kind of brought me to a couple training calls. I went to a big event. That's what they call it, like an annual convention or a big event for one of these insurance companies, and just fell in love. I mean, it was unbelievable. Fell in love with the system. I saw the potential. I saw the opportunity. You got, guys who are very monotone, kind of keep to themselves. It's like you see some of these guys on stage, like, really? Like you make $50,000 a month? Like, I mean, if this guy can do it, so can I. So I kind of had that, attitude coming into something like this. And, on my 18th birthday, that was my, birthday present from her, where she, helped me with the onboarding and helped me with the licensing and, kind of paid for all that for me in the beginning and, took off from there.
Yeah. Now, this was before you joined us here at the Playbook. And over there, I know we were talking before we went on record, it was a lot of promises over proof.
A lot. That was that should have been their slogan.
Their slogan.
Yeah, their mission statement, promises over proof.
Now, I see that a lot, man. Like, it's crazy when I see, like, some of our top guys were at previous practices or companies that struggled or barely made it by. Like, 2 of those guys are on pace for 7 figures this year, net. Forget about gross. I'm talking about what's going to go in the bank account. Which just shows you, it's like the vehicle dictates how successful you do in sales. Like you could be doing the same thing, but at the wrong place and not seeing results. So how
100%.
long were you there, and how quick did it take you to realize that this is not it?
So I was there for 2 years, 9 months. It's called 3 years. And keep in mind, I'm an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I'm still in high school. So like, at the time I'm very, big ego, and I'm knew I was going to do it and I was going to win, but I always thought it was going to be with that company because that's what they always promised me. It was like all these guys, it took them years and years and years, and I never really questioned it because that's what I learned and that's how I came on. So it took me about 3 years to make that decision to finally switch. And here's what stopped me, I'll be honest with you, for a good 2.5 years why I didn't switch. In my first 6 months, I knew I was like, there needs to be more than this, than what's happening right now. Because I'm promised the world, but like what's happening in the last 6 months was horrible. So that next 2.5 years, I was really considering this. But the reason I didn't leave was because of loyalty. I'm a big, loyalty is a big thing for me in my family, my life. It's just something I value. And, my uplines before, I met their kids, I met their parents, I met their, aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters. And it's like I was very close to the family. That was a good thing for me. But it was a bad thing for me trying to leave because I am kind of hanging myself on
Emotional
that specifically, exactly, where I'm not wanting to leave because they taught me everything I knew. Then I'm starting to do research. I'm looking up Family First Life, and the one thing I noticed too in my other company, they always talked about other insurance firms. And I always questioned that, even as ignorant and as I was at 18 years old. I always thought about that, even 18, 19, 20, when I'm in that company, because I'm thinking like, if we're the best, all they said was they were the best. Nobody's even close to them, market share, everything else, which, you got to do your research because that wasn't even close. This is just, it's going to get me going. I'm trying not to, do this for 20 minutes. I could talk for years about this. They always spoke about other companies and other firms and like, always bad things. And I'm like, why do you even care? Like if you're this dominant in the field and you're, have all this market share, why are you talking about them? And Family First was always a company they would bring up. Always, 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 always. And I started doing research on them. And I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, you're 18 years old? Some of these kids on even your podcast and well, at the time, I'd never seen your podcast. You weren't even in the industry at the time. And I'm watching all these guys, Sean Mike's podcast, Zach Tadowski, Andrew Taylor. There's 18-year-old kids doing 6 figures their first 3 months. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm 18, 19, 20, 21 at the time looking at this. I haven't even broke 6 figures in a year at my other company. Yeah. I was with them 3 years, Ronnie. I did not make 6 figures in a year. I was with them 3 years. And I sold a lot. Yeah. It's 30% comp they start you at. Everything's training, but the hour-long training, but the first 45 minutes of the training is that person who's training talking about their life story. And, I would say, why do you keep talking about that? Well, when you're up here doing trainings, you want people to listen to you too. Mm-hmm. I'm like, show me what I need to know. And they just couldn't show me the way. So it took me literally 3 years because of loyalty to finally make that switch. And it was, always a constant thought in the back of my mind of looking at other agents and Family First Life. But it was about me kind of, having the balls and pulling myself together to be like, I'm here to build my own company, not build, my uplines company. I'm here to build something for myself.
And unfortunately, man, a lot of people don't make it out of that mindset of seeing other people in the industry making money. And it makes you start thinking, it's like, what's wrong with me, Mm-hmm. And it's not thinking of like, what's wrong with the company I'm with. It's like, what's wrong with me?
Yep.
And a lot of people can't make it out of that mental frame to where they can't jump to somewhere else and see that it wasn't them,
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen like some of the greatest people that do come in this business have came from those other companies that, just wasn't working out, but it wasn't them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how fast you row your boat if you're not on the right one.
That's right.
That's what it comes down to, So you said it, starting at 30% comp, not buying leads, like they sell that as if it's a dream.
What's a lead? Like that's what I had to add. Like I didn't know what a lead was because they continued. I mean, it was at least 3 times a day they would continue to say this. Leads are horrible. They're crap. Every time you call a lead, they're going to say, "Why the f have you? I haven't called 14 times a day." So I came out here with the big ego I had. Listening to my mentors, like, "F leads. They're horrible. I'm never joining a company with leads," because every other company that was a competitor of theirs, guess what? They all had leads. So that was a big thing that they would speak about. And I didn't really think too much of it because my mentors were like, just listen to me, you know, don't listen to any other background noise. They're just trying to recruit you and you know, have you make override. And it was just, you know, they continue to just, you know, push like kind of gatekeeping, you know, really what else is out there. They're telling me 30% comp. It's like, man, you're blessed to have that comp. You know, people don't start at that. And I don't understand the industry. I just don't know how it works. Of course, I'm listening to these guys, and you know, they introduce me to their family, their kids. I'm like, this guy's great. He's a family man. I'm going to trust him. And you kind of trust the wrong people in the industry. Not that they're bad people. They don't know any better because that's the only company they've ever been to or they've ever worked at. And it's only making them richer, so they're going to keep saying it. And I started at 30%, had no leads. I was with them 2 years, 9 months, and my highest comp with that company was 60%, 60. And the highest you could get to with that company was 87.5%, was the highest that you could get to. And they did something called GEB, Great Equalizer Bonus. That's what it was called. You needed 100 recruits in a single month. You needed, you know, 100 policies submitted worth 100,000 points. This is what I always tell my new agents.
That's crazy.
If you're with the company,
impossible.
I swear to God, if you're with the company and they have a point system where it's like, oh, you submitted a policy or you helped a family, you know, with their life insurance, you get a point. You get 1,000 points. And if you're going off of points and not actual income paid into your account, you got to run as far away as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I've realized, and that experience was a big takeaway for me. And yeah, there was no leads. 60% comp was the highest I got to. My day-to-day this is why I give a lot of credit to why I'm so good at sales and why I'm so natural at this. People think I'm natural, but it took a lot of freaking years of this. 3 to 4 days a week for me, it was going to my local mall, honest to God, in a 3-piece suit, vest and everything. I would go to stores like Macy's and Primark and Tilly's and you know, Barnes & Noble. I'd go to all these different stores, and I would just approach the people that are working at the job, trying to see if people are kind of sick and tired of being sick and tired of what they're currently doing at their 9 to 5. And I pitched a lot of people like that, got told no probably 3 million times and got told yes a handful of times, and it just was not a duplicatable system. They kept telling me recruit. I haven't made any money yet. Who am I recruit? Like, what am I doing?
And what about like those companies that pitch you selling your friends and family so you don't buy leads, right?
Oh yeah.
And the question that I always ask, like, dude, who are you gonna sell or offer the product to after you sell all of your friends and family? It's like, oh, recruit the next person, teach them how to do that. It's like,
But where do I find them?
that's not a sustainable business.
Exactly.
So it's like, so you went from, you know, not buying leads, quote unquote, aka selling your friends and family and harassing people to buy insurance.
Leads didn't exist at that company.
Which I've never done. Like,
Yeah.
I've never even told my sister to buy insurance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time for that. You know, like, we've got 100,000
You have people requesting this. Why am I going to be pulling hair and teeth and dragging people when I can get people that requested this information?
Yeah. So, like, what was that mindset like going from, you know, getting used to not buying leads to now going into a company that you are purchasing leads?
When I first joined Family First, I told the guy I was working with when I first joined Family First, I said, I'm not buying leads. Like, you could try to get me to buy leads. I'm not buying leads. Like, because I still thought they were poison. I just wanted to come here and learn the systems and the, you know, guys who were really killing it. And he told me, like, trust me, you're going to buy leads. Like, you're going to see how this stuff works. And he bought me some leads in the beginning and, you know, helped me out, which is great. And, you know, taught me the lead game and kind of how that works, and like knowing that every person you call is not going to be a close. Like, it was a lot of, you know, 3 years in the industry. I had to learn all that. It was a very big transition for me at the time, but then once I switched over, I'm like, I kept trying to complicate it. He's like, dude, just like forget everything you know. Like, please, like it's not that difficult. Like, it's not that difficult. You're complicating this, and it was very hard for me to like come here where I knew all this stuff and you know how to. It was a 19-day process just to recruit someone, when now I'm like, wait, it's that easy? Like, people want to work with you that bad, and people want this insurance if you're targeting the right people, and you're, you know, talking to people that actually requested this information, actually want the product. I was like, this is a game changer. Ronnie, I made more money my first 30 days in Family First Life than my entire first year in my other company. The entire year. It took me 365 days to make what I just did now in 30 days here at Family First Life.
That is absolutely insane.
I mean, I couldn't even believe it. But I could believe it because I'm like, it wasn't even that big of a tweak. It was just being with the right people, getting connected with the right mentors, having systems, having structure, and plugging into a system that is proven. It works. Plug and play. Just be coachable. That's all I had to do. And I came in here and I blew up.
Yeah. So over 50,000 so far, I believe, for the month of June. I saw you think.
Yeah, 54. Yep.
Number 4, number 3 on the leaderboard.
Well, 3 and 4 were tied, so you could say tied for third.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, bro? You write 53,000 on our leaderboard. You're not number 1.
Yeah. And I love it. I love
Bro, that's so crazy. It's like, how does that make you feel? That you feel like you're working a lot, you're putting over 50K, and you still are not even at a shot.
Can I be honest with you? It makes
top
you,
2, top 3 spot.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm at home.
Mhm.
Like this is home for me. This is where I need to be. You can never be the smartest guy in the room.
Mhm.
And not saying that making the most money means you're the smartest guy in the room, but eventually you got to branch off and be with absolute killers in the office, like you guys have here in the Philly office and all the other offices, across the country in the U.S. You just, it's such a refreshing thing to know. Like, yes, like there's people here that like the bar is raised, the standard is like. It's not even. It's the same game, different level. It's not even in the same conversation with what we were doing before versus joining you and partnering here. It's unbelievable. And like you said, $54,000, and that's week 4. We're not even at week 5 yet. $54,000, and I'm not even top 3. Like that is like, it fires me up every day.
And I always say that, man. Like if your leaderboard doesn't change every month, like you have a problem. For us, like the top 10 gets shooken every single month. Like almost 40 to 50% of it is different every single month, and it just shows you. And that's what fires me up about the team. It's not the guys that have been here for a while, like the guys that have been here for a year or from the beginning, 2 years. Like we expect you to be putting up those numbers, but like the guys that have been here for 2 months, 3 months. Like seeing them in the top 5, seeing them in the company's top 20, like that's what drives me, seeing those new people get results quick. How has that impacted you, knowing that you're somewhere now where you can provide those results even quicker to the people that you work with?
I always keep my promises, but I'm keeping my promises a lot quicker now, if that makes sense. Like it's fulfilling the promise that I gave them of, if you show up on time, if you follow the system, if you're coachable, if you can come in here with a good attitude, you will change your life and you will change your income forever. But it's on you. I'm not your father. So being in a system like that and being in a team and a culture and an environment like that, it is, it's very exciting. I mean, it really, really, really is. Because I've been doing this so long, Ronnie, and I feel like I've seen everything in this industry, seriously. I mean, this is going on 5 years I've been here with one different company, 3 different teams, and, I'm not sitting over here hopping team to team. It's like, oh, this guy's got the best system this year, I'm going to go join them. Like, this is a very, meticulous, thought out, game plan. We had to have a playbook to make this transfer.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah, right. and then make this transfer. But to have guys here in a month, 2, 3 months making that kind of money, and even being, let alone being in the top 5, but being in the same conversation as some of these veterans, it pushes me to be like, I'm not shit. Like I got shit to do. Like it's very humbling, and it's such a beautiful thing. It's refreshing. It fires me up. It pushes my team and myself included to, it's a wake up call. Like, dude, this kid, like, he is not even 90 days in the industry. This guy's not even been licensed for 90 days yet. And he did what you made in the last 2 months and 1 month. And that's, a guy who's been a year plus in the industry. It raises the standard. There's no excuses. There's no excuses.
What about when you see those team leaderboards? How does that make you feel? When you see that Elite 10?
I got work to do, man. That's how it makes me feel. It's real. It is what it comes down to for me. It proves to me that what you've built works, and you just have to be coachable, because you don't have 1, 2, 3. I mean, you have 15, 20 plus guys putting numbers up like that, and it's, where else are you going to be in a team like that? And it's not because everyone could be 10 years in this industry doing those kind of numbers. You have been in the industry for 2 years?
Yeah.
That means every single person on your team has less experience than you do in this industry. And these guys are making that kind of money in that kind of time frame with this system, and they're not spending, $10,000 a month on leads. I mean, it's a couple $1,000 a month on leads. Like, you can build something that duplicatable, that's scalable Like, it's for some people it may be intimidating, but you got to really meet these guys on the leaderboards putting
Yeah.
up those $1 million months and $500,000 months, and you're like, wait, that kid's not special.
Yeah.
He's just but okay, yeah. So I hopped on the Zoom at 2:30 in the morning. He's still there. Yeah, I hopped on at 8 a.m. He's still like, that's all
It
it
makes
is.
sense,
They're
yeah.
just working harder.
Yeah.
They just put more hours in.
Yeah.
They don't have a secret script or a secret system or a secret way to do it. They're just working harder. That's all it is.
And I always say that, man. Like, I think right now we have about 15 people on the team that are running agencies over 250,000 a month. So it tells you the leadership is duplicated. And for that to be, we blew up in the last year. So that's 15 people that have arisen in the last year.
Yep.
So that just shows you, a lot of people are like, oh, we have the best systems, we have the best systems. Like, we have a pretty good damn system, but I know there's better ones out there.
Yeah.
I've seen them, But you can't duplicate leadership.
Mhm.
How important has finding the right leadership been for you in your journey?
Finding the right leadership, if there's one thing anybody can take away from this conversation right now, it's that right there, is finding the right leadership. Because even I have 2 years on you in the industry, and every single word, Ronnie, that comes out of your mouth, it is something of value to me in my life and my business and where I stand now. Because a year ago, it would be the exact same thing. It would affect me in a different way because I'm at a different point in my business. But having a leader like you, that's not breathing down my neck, letting the systems work, doing weekly checkups with me and the team and some of the top producers. It's so little that needs to get done, but it means so much. Just having a support system like you and just the people around you, but even forget everyone else, just you specifically. As good as people may put me out to be, and as long as I've been doing this, even you still need a mentor, still need a coach, still need a leader in their life, a business life, your business life, your personal life, your marriage life. You need some sort of mentor and leader, and you've been that to me, and it's been the most important thing and the most critical part of my growth and my team's growth have been you and your leadership. And it's been, it's seriously, it's been a blessing.
Yeah, and a lot of people miss that. Like, the people that I see stand out the most in business are the ones that are most coachable. So, like, even, like you said, every mentor has someone above them telling them what to do. And
Right.
I'll honestly say that I speak to my mentors maybe at least every day, at least once every day. And a lot of people miss that. They think that they can do that on their own, like just figure everything out on their own. You kind of went through that phase with starting at your first company. And you see when you have somebody that's giving you that knowledge, it's a lot easier to get ahead, making fewer mistakes,
Oh my God, because you're learning from their mistakes. Like, they've already done it. They were the guinea pig. Like, shut the F up and listen. That was my thing. I was like, oh, I know it all. I'm this. And it's like, dude, you've been doing it for X amount of years. Like, I literally have more than 2 years on you of time, and you have, probably 150x what I've ever done in this business. And that to me is so, it's a little bit of everything, honestly. It's, sometimes I think it may be overwhelming. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But it had nothing to do with me and my work ethic. It was just the leadership. It was just the people around me and being able to utilize it and like actually being able to want to call you and like know that you're going to give me, mind, sound, and soul advice about, me and my team and my business. And, they're quick calls, they're short, you get right to the point, and you tell me exactly what I need to hear. It really is everything, having a leader and having a mentor. And as good as you are and as long as you've been doing it, that is the big misconception, because these guys that you're working with, their uplines, they've done it, they've seen it, and they will give you advice that you don't want to make. If they've made that mistake, learn from them.
And that's what we say here. It's the power of the echo. So my messages come from people above me, and
That's
all
right.
I do is pass it down. It's the power of the echo. That's the saying. Now, I know we have a very powerful office culture. You run an office in Jersey. I'm here in Pennsylvania. How important has it been that the trainings we have in the agency are universal and not just office dominant? Like, it connects with everybody. With the 5 trainings that we have, they reach everyone. How big has that been for you and your team?
For me, it has been drastic. I mean, it's been a drastic help seeing everyone at all different points of their business, and I'm as coachable as ever, and I need to continue to remind myself, like, yeah, this kid's only been doing it 4 months or 3 months or a month, but he's got a lot of value to bring to me and my team, whether he knows it or not, just with those trainings. And I mean, credit to those trainings, because my team, I mean, I see it in their eyes, like it's a different fire, it's a bigger vision, it's more clear, seeing them like, oh my God, like that, like even our group chat blowing up after the training, like, holy crap, that training was awesome, this is sick, I got to get that guy's number, like, does anybody have his Instagram? Like, seeing that is the most rewarding, and I feel like I get very fulfilled from that, because I'm making a promise to these guys, like, if you follow my leadership and you plug into this system, I promise you will make money, and I don't pay you. Like, they know that's all commission. They will make money if you follow the systems, the trainings, and just having that, and that, those training calls that are universal for everyone and not just office specific. It has been, like I said, drastic for me, and it's been drastic for the team, and it's been a shift in emotion, and it's been a shift in fire, and the bar just continues to get raised. And the reason we're able to continue to raise the bar is because we have these systems now. We have these trainings. Like, we never had that before. People don't realize how good they have it. They really don't. They have no idea how good they have it.
No, that's been the strong suit of our team, is that we continue to work together no matter where we are. Whether it's Jersey, Texas, Indiana, Minnesota, it's connected like a big web. We're all on the same side. No one is competing against the other. That's what's allowed us to go from 0 to 1 million in 10 months, and then triple after that to 3 million in 6 months. You have to have that type of energy where everybody's giving their all to anyone, wherever it is. Now, I know we're expecting a lot of big stuff out of you and your team coming into the agency. How are we looking to wrap up 2025?
So what we're looking to do in 2025, the goal here, it was a big switch from us because we switched from a different product. So the big goal that we're having, everyone says, shoot for the stars and land on the moon, or shoot for the moon and land on the stars. I want to do at least $1 million a month before the year ends. What we need to do, it's a non-negotiable, is we have to do $500,000 in 1 month. We have to before the year ends, 100%. So for the end of the goal year, for the next 2 quarters, that's what we're looking to do, is at least have $1 million month before the year ends. And as a team total, we're looking to sell and close as a team for the year anywhere from 8 to 12 million for the year. That's what we're trying to do.
And that's a big goal, but you want to hear something crazy? Last year when we made our run, at Q4, we started at 640,000. You know what we finished on December?
Over $1 million.
1.4. You can double in 1 quarter here if you're.
Oh, there's no doubt.
But we're expecting some big things out of you guys. Appreciate you guys coming in, joining us at the office, and thank you for joining us for another podcast.
You got it.